In today's review, we are going to take a closer look at Remitly and we are going to look at all of the crucial features so that by the end of this video, you will actually know if it's worth going for a Remitly account yourself. Now, as for the overview, today we are going to talk about the origin story of Remitly, as well as all of the pricing and fees that you will have to pay when sending abroad with Remitly, as well as the exchange rates, and we're also going to go over the question if your funds are actually safe with Remitly. We're going to talk about availability. I'm also going to show you a closer look inside of the app, as well as customer satisfaction, as well as some additional features at the end, so that you know all of the pros and cons to actually find out if you want to go for a Remitly account yourself. Now, right away, one thing which I want to mention is that I will leave you my affiliate link down below, so that if you will eventually go for a Remitly account, you can support my channel for completely free by using that link. However, you don't necessarily have to. Now, let's get now started with the video. So, as you can see right here, as for Remitly, you can basically just send money online, and Remitly allows you to transfer your money internationally across 100 plus currencies with no hidden fees. Now, basically, you can send as well as receive funds securely using convenient delivery options, which we're going to talk about later on. They do really have quite a lot of ways to actually get your money, which is super useful in my opinion. However, once again, more on that later on. Now, right here on the right, you will basically get an overview on where you can send your money to. As you can see, they do offer over 100 different currencies, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, over 170 plus different kind of countries that they cater to. So basically, if you want to send money abroad, you will most likely be pleased with Remitly right here. So let's, for example, say that we want to send money to Pakistan and we are sending from, let's say, the UK. Now, I live in Austria, so this is by default set to Austria, but I will just change this to the United Kingdom right here. And then by clicking on Get Started, we're going to be we will actually have to select a country right here. So let's go with Pakistan. And if we're then going to click on Get Started, we can right away see the exchange rate right here. And now one thing which I would like to mention is that as for new customers, you don't actually have to pay a fee. So basically your first transaction is going to be completely free. However, obviously the transactions after that are going to basically you will have to pay money for. Now, as you can see, basically you can use Remitly with a peace of mind, you can send your loved ones money and so on, and you can basically enjoy consistently great rates and no hidden fees. Now, basically you will get no fees on your transfers, and even after your first free transfer, the fees generally aren't that high. However, the fees can also depend on where you send your money to. So for example, as for Pakistan, I think the fee is going to be €2. However, this can also depend on location where you send your money to and how much money you're going to send basically. However, more on that later on when we're going to go inside the app. Now, one thing which I would like to mention is that you can basically use Remitly to send quite a lot of money. However, to get started, you will have a sending limit, which basically is going to be reset after 24 hours. However, you can also easily increase your sending limit by just using the app. Now, as you can see right here, you can also send money to Albania and basically to tons of different countries. So you can actually also send your money to Visa debit cards if you want to, if that's something you want to go for. Now, this is going to be the same procedure all over again. You will just have to select the country you are going to send money from, and then you will have to select the country that you want to send money to. Now, once again, depending on where you send money to, this is going to be different in terms of pricing. So as you can see right here, Remitly actually is committed to give great exchange rates with no hidden fees. So basically more of your money makes it home. Now, basically, as for the transfer cost, first of all, we can visit the pricing page right here. So as you can see, this is once again the preview that we've already seen beforehand. However, if you're going to take a closer look right here, we can actually see that by default the fee is €0. However, as for the express fee, this is going to be €3 right here. Now, you can also see the supported banks right here that they're going to use to, for example, send money to Morocco. Now, as you can see right here, to actually see all of the transfer costs, you will just have to check your sending country, and then you will have to check the country that you want to send your money to, and then Remitly is going to display how much you will actually have to pay to send money to that exact country. Now, as for the exchange rates, basically Remitly offers the best available exchange rates every time you're going to send money, and you can just check the exchange rate right here on the Remitly website, or as well as on the Remitly app, which by the way is going to be available in both Google Play as well as in the App Store. Now, as for the other things right here, this obviously the exchange rate is going to be different. However, obviously the exchange rate is going to be dependent on real life scenarios, so sometimes the exchange rate can actually differ quite a lot from time to time. Now, as you can see, you will actually get quite a lot of ways to receive your money basically. So to get started, you can just get your money by using bank deposit. You can also basically just right here you can see that bank deposit is the best option if you have a bank account and if you want to save money or withdraw cash when you need it. Now you also do have the cash pickup option, so if you don't have a bank account or if you just prefer cash, this is also a great option, and you can actually find a nearby pickup location that works good for you by just using the Remitly app, and you can then collect your cash using a picture ID and a reference number in the real world. Now, as for mobile money, if you want to, you can also use an app on your phone to pay for what you need. You can also receive money directly in the mobile money app of your choice, which might be the most convenient option if you're going to use an app like this. However, one feature which I actually never seen before is home delivery. So basically, if you do live in the Dominican Republic, Philippines or Vietnam, you can have cash delivered directly to you by courier. Now, this option obviously works great if you live in a rural area or it's not easy for you to get to a nearby cash pickup location basically. Now, Remitly also tries to basically save all of your funds. Now, one thing which I would like to mention is that basically with Remitly, your funds aren't actually going to be insured. However, still they are a regulated business, so they are at least going to try to basically provide you the most amount of safety that they can basically. Let me now show you how the Remitly app actually works. So as you can see, right now I am on the normal dashboard, on the home basically, and right here on the screen we can see our recent transfers, which I would obviously just have to blur out right here because I don't want to leak anyone's information. However, you can then also head over to the recipients page where you are going to see all of the contacts that you already have sent money to basically. Now, as for the send button right here, we can actually select the account that we want to send money to, or we can also add a new recipient to actually send our money to. So basically, we will then just have to select the currency that we want to pay in. For me, this is going to be euros. So let's just say that I'm going to pay 100 euros. And then we can also select the currency that we want to send money to. So let's just say that this is going to be Pakistani rupees as for this video. Now, as you can see right away, the fee for this is going to be 2 euros. So basically, as you can see, as for what fees will I pay? Now, the fee that you see in the beginning of your transfer is what you'll pay. No surprises. Basically, the fees can vary depending on how much you send and the transfer options that you're going to select. And also as for the exchange rate is basically just how much your money is worth in another currency. So basically, if we would now want to send our money, we would just have to click on continue, and then we would have to select the delivery method that we want to use. So let's for example say that this is going to be bank deposit, and then we can just select the bank in the local area and so on. Now I will not just go over all of the process because this is pretty self-explanatory, and generally the app is super nice and super user-friendly, which is definitely something which I really like. Now, as for the overall reviews of Remitly, as you can see right here on Trustpilot, they actually do have over 4.1 stars of a rating, which is great. And as for example, just to give you guys a better perspective, as you can see right here, Wise for example has 4.2, World Remit has 4, Western Union also 4. So this is super good. Nothing to worry about. Now, as for the pros and cons, in my opinion, basically one of the pros is that the fees are pretty low for certain countries and basically for most of the countries. Now you also have the ability to receive money via bank account, mobile device, or also cash pickup and even home delivery, which I just find to be pretty mind-blowing generally. So as for the customer support, you will get 24/7 customer support, and Remitly is also available in a lot of countries. So if you're, for example, going to take a look at Wise, obviously their biggest competitor as of today, basically Wise is only going to support 160 countries and 40 currencies. So really you are going to get way more options with Remitly. Now, as for the cons, for certain countries you are going to have higher fees. However, certain countries are also not available on other providers, so generally this kind of levels out. However, still the exchange rate and the fees can actually be dependent on how much money you send and where you send your money to. Now, as for the transfer fees, these are kind of confusing to get started with, as these can vary, and also your first transfer is going to be completely free and then you will have to pay and so on. However, generally once you get the gist of it, it is pretty self-explanatory. Now, as for the availability, this is going to be limited for some transfer methods. However, obviously most of them are going to be available. Now, that's basically it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you actually want to go for Remitly, I will leave you my link down below. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe.